Hello, everybody. So, a lot of people don't know that the reason I started out being so fascinated by health is because I had really, really, really bad skin. I'm talking face, back, scalp, even. I don't even know how, but um, this got me started into all sorts of health stuff, crazy things. So some of the crazy stuff that I write about, things like intermittent fasting and stuff, were actually experiments to see if they can make my skin better. As you can see, I'm pretty good now. And I like keeping it that way, which is also the reason that I do some of the health stuff that I do now. So I thought I'd share for the people who are having trouble with their skin how I keep mine good, or at least satisfactory. So first, I'm going to start with some basic stuff that I struggled with when I was younger. First, don't touch your skin, especially your face. Just don't do it. Especially if you have a lot of blemishes, you're going to want to touch them, poke at them, squeeze them. Don't do that. If you do want to squeeze a zit, whatever, do it in front of a mirror. Make sure your hands are clean. Never use your nails. Only use your fingertips. If you don't do that, you're just going to damage your skin. You're going to inflame everything that's below there. It's just not going to be very pretty. Two, so don't shower too hot and too long. I really like warm showers. And the thing is that they wash off a lot of skin oil, so the stuff that your body produces naturally. And your body's going to try and compensate for that by creating more. And if you are prone to having clogged pores, that can clog your pores and cause all sorts of blemishes. For me, having cold showers solved a lot of issues. It's also good for your health, etc. I know that most people are not going to have cold showers, so don't worry, you don't have to go that far. Just make sure that you don't shower too hot and don't shower too long, and don't excessively scrub your skin with soap. Third, so creams and all that kind of stuff. Some of it sort of worked for me, but most of it wasn't necessary. Partially also because it does a bit what the showering does. It takes away the natural oil from your skin. So while sometimes it does help, it also, on the longer term, can put you in trouble anyway. So when it comes to diet, that is a far more reliable way of making sure that your skin stays good in the long term. Fourth, and this one was actually a surprise to me, or the fact that I would ever do that. A friend of mine at some point used some concealer makeup on my face. I don't even know what happened that day. I think it was like red or something because of the cold. She had to talk me into it for like 5 minutes. It's great. Also to the guys out there, just get over the whole makeup is for girls thing. I'm not saying plaster your face, get to the mascara, but having a little bit of concealer stuff and putting it on a blemish that you're bothered by, it's going to keep you from touching it all day. And it's just going to keep your mind off of it, making it easier. Just let it rest and settle down. So both guys and girls, I can only recommend getting one of those concealer stick thingies. I don't actually know if that's the way they're called, but they're great. I usually have one lying around. So now as for food, so I tried a lot of stuff, ranging from eating only fruits, eating only apples for like 3 days, to only fats, lots of proteins, etc., etc. Now what worked for me best is something based in the paleo diet. So the paleo diet is the idea of eating what our bodies were evolved to eat. So during human evolution, we didn't have access to a lot of grains all in one place. Potatoes only came with Columbus. Rice wasn't there, came out of Asia. Also, this depends a bit on genetic makeup, of course. So for me, rice is not so much of a good idea from an evolutionary standpoint. Now, I don't agree with some of the execution of the paleo diet, especially in the States. So you say just bulk up on meat, basically. But the idea that behind this that really works is the glycemic index. So the speed at which food is absorbed. So things like sugars, simple carbohydrates, they're absorbed relatively quickly by your body, creating an insulin spike and blood sugar rise. Now, these are really detrimental to my skin. If I would eat stuff that is sweet, stuff that's absorbed quickly, junk food kind of stuff, I would see it the same day, if not the next, or the next, if not the same. Now, counterintuitively, it's not about what people generally consider bad food. Fats are fine. Cheese is good. Oily stuff, brilliant. It actually improved me a lot. But it's all about how fast food is absorbed. So the glycemic index. Dive into the glycemic index. If you're reading the blog post attached to this, there's a link to a little database with all the indexes of foods. So one of the things I tried that had a pretty instantaneous effect, though it's rather dramatic, is eating only apples for 3 days. Specifically, golden delicious apples. Don't even ask me where I got that. It was in some funky ebook somewhere on the internet. Me being me, age 17, I think, just gave it a shot, and actually worked quite great. It takes some self-control, and you're going to feel a bit weird and slightly woozy sometimes over those 3 days, but it provided a nice reset point for my body. And after that, my skin was actually pretty good, and since I continued with the paleo diet, then my body balanced itself out pretty quickly. Though I must also say that your body sometimes needs time to adjust. All right, so sometimes don't expect results tomorrow or next week. You're going to see results in the short term, but it's going to take quite a while to actually get to a neutral point. When I say neutral point, I mean your body is more in balance, and you can, occasionally eat a pizza or whatever. In the beginning, I once in a while tried that pizza, tried some whatever kind of bad food, and I would see it the next day on my skin immediately. Still now, if I have specific food, I know the next day I'm going to have bad skin. Sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not. In general, the first year or something, just stick to a good schedule. Don't deviate from it. It's only going to bring you, put you into trouble. Lastly, try and use your skin as a mirror. If you see that your skin is worse one day compared to the previous, think of the things that you ate the day before. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you ate something the day before that caused this. It could just be a hormonal imbalance. Maybe, I don't know, you scratch your face in your sleep, whatever. But try and be reflective of your food. Okay, so this is sort of the stuff that helped me. This video is a bit longer than usual, I see. I hope it's useful to some people. If you have any tips or any troubles, let me know. You can contact me through skillcollector.com. And of course, I would appreciate it very much if you would subscribe on YouTube or leave a comment on the blog. Have a nice day.